I almost didn't try the thing that actually helped my house. And I want to tell you why, because I think you might be there too. A couple of years ago, I was in crazy town with my family. We had multiple kids and multiple activities, um, getting everybody everywhere all the time and feeling like the keeper of everything. I always had to know when we had to leave, what activities did we have and when did we have to leave, where were the shoes for that activity, or the uniform, or the shin guards, the swim cap, the a clean towel for when she got out of the pool, you know knee pads and court shoes, all of the stuff for all of the activities, and all of the responsibility for everything felt like it landed on me. And it was exhausting. It was so hard to live in that and feel like I was alone with it. Like everybody relied so much on me, and without me doing it, the house was going to fall apart. So I did what a lot of moms do, and I went seeking advice from other people. And I talked to people close to me, friends and family, and then I started attending some summits, online summits, people speaking with their experiences. And there was a woman, and I don't remember who she was. I don't remember very much about her speech at all, honestly, but she suggested, basically, I was doing it all wrong. I was going about it all wrong. She suggested trying a different approach. And that's where I almost did, where I was resistant, where I was like, oh, sure, just one more thing for me to not follow through on, one more way for me to fail, one more time that I'm going to waste time and energy and maybe money, and I'm going to start something and quit again, because I've done it before. And that was the story I was telling myself about myself. And what I know now is that voice it's real, and it's not a weakness. It's just the evidence that your brain is giving yourself that to try to keep you from trying is more or less what it boils down to. And trying to keep things the same, because that's the easiest thing for the brain. Just keep going with what we know works, because trying something new is going to be hard. And as I stepped into trying something new, what really became apparent to me is that all of these systems that I had tried and that had failed were aimed at me, mom, the person already carrying all of the stuff. Like, here's one more thing for you. Here's a different thing for you to try. Here's how you can be better. Here's how you can be more organized. Here's how you can do better. And what nobody was talking about in these systems was these aren't helping the family unit. Modifying one person in a family unit is never going to be the solution. Having a beautiful system that only I know about does not going to take anything out of my own head. I am still going to be the only one holding it all together. It doesn't matter how organized I am, how consistent I am, how fill in the blank I am. If I am the only person who knows what's supposed to happen next, of course I'm going to be the only person caring about it. Of course I'm going to be the only person thinking about it and preparing for it. So that's when I landed on, I needed to stop caring so much on myself. Stop expecting me to control and push through 5 kids and getting them to do what I want them to do without pushback, without communicating with them why it matters, what's going on. And that is when I started making visual everything, visual week at a glance calendar, so everybody can see the whole week what activities do we have going on? So they stop asking me like, hey, can we go do this? Can we go to the park tomorrow after school? When I'm thinking, no, we've got 3 soccer practices. Why are you asking me to go to the park? Put it on the calendar. They can see it. Then I can just point out like, no, we're busy, right? Putting chores, making the chores visual. It doesn't make them magically want to do their chores most of the time. Occasionally when they're trying to earn something, but they don't, but having them visual makes them less resistant. It's harder for them to argue, I did dishes yesterday, when I have the visual chart that says, no, you didn't. And then of course I've got routines for waking up in the morning before school, getting back after school, and bedtime, where it is something to help them see, here are the steps that I need to do to get ready for bed. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes even adults can need these. Seeing the steps laid out makes it so much easier to ensure that you're doing all of the steps and you're not skipping one. I mean, you've got 87 things floating around in your head. It can be real difficult to remember, like, hey, did I take those vitamins tonight, or is that last night I'm remembering? If you have a visual chart and something that is interactive, where like I use Velcro and we flip up the tabs when it's done, so it's visually obvious if it happened or not. And that, for me, getting things out of my head and available for the kids to see, and making the kids have ownership in the schedule and the routines, that has made all of the difference. So I would love to support you guys getting there too. I'd love to hear back from you guys. Is anybody else doing this, succeeding or not? Anybody excited to try, maybe has some questions, some hangups, things they need help getting clarity on? I'd love to hear from you, so feel free to reach out. And you, make sure like or follow to stay alert to this content.